Hello, my friends. We are back once again at Great Adventure for the Fright Fest Power Hours. I'm excited to check this out because in addition to how the Power Hours worked back in the spring, all the roller coasters here are open, including the Jersey Devil Coaster. In addition to that, we also have all of the mazes that are here normally during Fright Fest on the weekends. So I'm wondering, and I have heard that there are additional scare actors in those mazes. I wonder how that experience is going to compare to the weekend experience that I had, that hopefully I'll put it up in the corner here where I got to film in the mazes. That's not going to be happening tonight, but I wonder how it compares. So I invite you to come along. Let's check out Fright Fest Power Hours. I'm surprised to see that they do have the fog going still, giving some of that spooky vibe. The music is going as well, but there are no scare actors in the scare zones. That's one of the big differences that I'm noticing here. Just to give you a quick idea of the crowd levels on a Wednesday here at around 6 o'clock, Reflection of the Dead, pretty much you can just walk right in. That is amazing. And because I couldn't find where they explicitly stated which dining locations were open, I'll just kind of holler them out as I see them. First one that I noticed, Granny's. Interesting to see that they do have the Little Devil Coaster open. Great time to pick up that credit if you can, because the wait for this with its throughput is pretty gnarly on a weekend. That's usually like a half-hour wait easily. But I will note that the other kiddie rides, they are not open. Surprisingly, none of these dining locations are open. But thankfully, I think the Jersey Devil Barbecue spot is open. Yep, I thought that line was for the Jersey Devil Barbecue, but unfortunately it looks like they only have one register going. And then back there is Nitro, which I cannot wait to get some night rides on. But first things first, the line is very short over here for the Jersey Devil Coaster, so we're going to go ahead and get some rides on that. And I'll be back in a moment. So as you can see, it is dark. I just fast forwarded. I went onto the Jersey Devil Coaster 5 times and then caught a quick night ride on Nitro, which, by the way, I don't know if anybody else has noticed this, but the A train on there, it looks like it either has new restraints and seats or it's got some sort of paint job. Either way, it was riding or running super well. You know that rattle that usually happens at the bottom of the hills? It wasn't there. It was just like super crispy. I was shocked. I did not expect that at all. I hadn't heard that from anybody, that is the state that it was currently in, which is great because I know a lot of people had been complaining about the rattle. Now going back to the Jersey Devil Coaster, I have not been on it since they added the new wheels or new wheel assembly, whatever it was that had to be fixed on it, because I know between that and the other Raptor 2.0, which is Stunt Pilot, I believe, the two of them were down intermittently all over the summer. So finally getting to ride it, rode it 5 times, rode it just kind of somewhere in the middle, like 6, 7, 8, and then one more in the back, and I forget where the other one was, but that was somewhere towards the front. All of them kind of universally had one negative, and that was right after the big airtime hill that happens right over after the dive loop. At the bottom of that, there was always some sort of really weird forceful bang or something like that. I don't know what that was, but there was some weird thing happening there. But the rest of it, it was hauling. It was going faster than I remember it going, and it's weird because I thought that particular style of coaster, the Raptor, benefited from being, running in the heat, basically. And today it's like in the low 70s, high 60s. So I don't know what to make of that. It was hauling, though. That was amazing. But each of the seats in those rows, because it's such a long train, what you normally would associate with like forces in the back, like the whip and the floating airtime, is kind of a bit more spread out across. So like there's a few seats where the whip dominates the air, and then the air dominates and there's less whip, and so on and so forth. And depending on what seat you're in the train, some elements are really going to do it for you, and otherwise it's not. Like for me, the craziest part of being in the very back seat was the pull that you get over the first drop. It was gnarly, unlike anything else that I experienced. Whereas in like seat 6 or 7, the anything with the inversion, you kind of just cruise right through it, and it was great. You really felt the inertia from that, whereas towards the back, you kind of get tugged along, and it feels like it drags a little bit. But on all those rides, I don't know if they've turned off the mid-course brake run or if they've dialed it back, but now you are going through that with so much speed, it feels way better. So yeah, that is, to me, new and improved, riding great. Definitely check it out when you have a chance. It was hauling. It was hauling. Definitely bumped it up a little bit in my personal rankings. Now, it is basically a walk-on for all these rides right now, and they were running 4 trains for Jersey Devil Coaster and 3 trains for Nitro. So I believe that now that it's dark enough, it's time to hit up some mazes. So before heading to the mazes, I did want to point out that Wonder Woman Lasso of Truth, Justice League Battle for Metropolis, they're both open. Meanwhile, unfortunately, Cyborg Cyberspin is not. But I'm not going to be checking those out today. We're going to be checking out the mazes here, and the first one is right here in front of us, and that's Aftermath. Oh man, you guys, I just got done with Aftermath, and wow, what a difference. All of the scare actors that I recognize from the Scare Zone, because, you know, I've been taking photos and stuff. You can check out my Instagram of that. But they're all in there too. So there is plenty of scare actors. Oh man, this is the way it was meant to be experienced, with like basically twice the amount of scare actors than there were when I got to go through it with a camera. What a insane difference. It's like night and day. I had an amazing run through there. I'm really looking forward to circling back to some of the ones that I had bad runs on and seeing if maybe even the Manor, which has notoriously been one that I keep giving attempts at and it just never goes well, that I could get a good run through that. So yeah, off to a great start. I'm going to be checking out coasters with the mazes now, especially when we start going back towards Superman and Green Lantern, the Manor, and Fear. So let's do this. I'm excited. A quick update on dining locations that are open. The Garden State Grill is open. The Funnel Cake Factory over here. The Mardi Gras Bar. And down there, the Totally Kickin' Wings place is open. So there's a lot of options over here. Looks like there's quite a backup here for the Manor. I think I'm going to do the coasters first then. We're going to go up to Superman and Green Lantern. It looks like the Chickies location is also open. I don't believe that they will accept the dining plan though. But, so we're here. I am going to, actually, I think Superman Ultimate Flight is going to be the second one we go on. And I think, against my own better judgment, we're going to head on to Green Lantern. So, BRB. Well then, this ride is temporarily closed. Please enjoy another attraction at this time. Oh, with pleasure, Green Lantern, with pleasure. Well, there's not too much to say about Superman Ultimate Flight other than that pretzel roll is amazing. There's not much else going on with it. The restraints are really unique, and it makes me really excited because of a lot of my viewers here that have kind of hyped up Tatsu for me. If you've already written Tatsu, let me know how it compares to something like Superman Ultimate Flight. Looks like things have calmed down here in front of the Manor and Fear. Let's see how the experience compares, if I can get a better run than I have had on the weekends. So that was unfortunate. I went through the Manor just now, and I saw 2 scare actors. 2. The one that comes out of the coffin, and the one that I've never seen before that was holding an umbrella with their foot. I am so confused now, but it's 8:30 p.m., by the way, and I don't know if it was break time or they were doing a rotation of some kind. I have no idea, but I'm just super confused. So somebody I know that is working in Big Top Terror actually just walked by, and I was able to ask them. Yes, there are people going on break from 8:30 until 9. I wish I knew that beforehand, because, you know, there are lines. They're not that long. They're like 10-15 minutes, but I could have easily done something else while I was waiting. I could have gone on another time on Superman. I could have gone, to the back of the park or something. I could have found something to do if there weren't going to be that many scare actors, But just so you guys know, break time around 8:30. So I waited about 20 minutes. That's when 9 o'clock came, and then I got in line again for the Manor, and I give up on it. I think it needs to be retooled or something. Something I learned today is that the Manor and Fears are actually operated by the entertainment company that handles shows here. So, that being said, I guess maybe there's something different that they're doing that the other mazes that are run by Six Flags, I assume, maybe they're just doing things differently. I don't know. But I went through Fears, and that was good. So I think it's just maybe the manor needs some sort of retooling, needs to be revisited, updated, kind of just something needs to be adjusted in there. But Fears was great. I had a great time because I got pulsed by myself, and that is always a lot of fun to have all of it directed at you. But now, since we're right next to Big Top Terror, that's going to be our next stop. So here we are at the line for Big Top Terror. I guess they're not using all of the switchbacks or something because I don't see it being used. I just see it going straight up along this side, right into the entrance. So unfortunately, Big Top Terror, there was clowns on break as well. Also, there were clowns coming back to reset. I don't know how far away they went, harassing the group that was going through. But there was a decent 2 minutes in between the group that I was pulsed with and the group ahead of me. But I saw 3 or 4 of the scare actors still trying to make their way back to the room that they must have belonged to, which is really strange. But I did recognize some of them as scare actors from throughout the park, so maybe it's just a different thing being in the scare zone versus scaring in the mazes. I don't know, but definitely wasn't the best experience, not the best run-through that I've had before. So I just made it over to Bloodshed. We're going to check this one out. I have low expectations at this point. Aftermath was amazing, and then from there, I guess Fears, but then there haven't been too many scare actors. Apparently they're all going on break, which is weird because there is an hour and a half now till the end of the event. So hopefully this one is a little bit better, and this will spit us out near the entrance to the lab and Kingda Ka. Just got done with Bloodshed. It was a lot better than the other stuff that I've experienced tonight. The only thing I noticed is that a lot of the scare actors would kind of chase one group, the group that was ahead of me, and then on their way back would just kind of make like a type of noise at me while they went back to whatever spot they came from, which was kind of odd. But still, that's kind of setting the bar low, and that was one of the better experiences that I had tonight. So the lab tonight has a pretty decent line here, although they might not be using the switchbacks just like with Big Top Terror. So we're going to give this one a shot, and let's see where else the night takes us. I don't know, though. I'm getting pretty close to calling this one. So I'm just getting out of that area by Kingda Ka where the lab was. I wanted to show you the natural fog that has kind of rolled in. I'm kind of worried that it's not going to stay in focus, but yeah, maybe it's fighting it. This looks amazing. But crazy, spooky, real fog aside, I got a really good run in the lab because one of the people in my group was selected as the new Henry, and a scare actor basically followed us throughout the entire maze, but did it in a way where he would pop in one room, go away for a little bit, pop in another 2 rooms later or something. It was epic. It was so good. That's never going to be reproducible. You just have to be extremely lucky to get something like that. But at any rate, kind of weird experience. And I think consistency is the thing that's been the toughest that I've seen with going through the mazes multiple times, multiple days. It's inconsistent. I would recommend, if you're coming to Power Hours, there are more scare actors. However, the indoor ones go during the day as soon as the park opens, because they're going to end up going on break. They, after 4 hours or so, and since this starts, or 3 hours, since this starts at 5, it was between 8 and 9 when they were mostly taking their breaks. So go to the 4 indoor mazes that they have here when you get to the park early, and then switch over to the outdoor ones a little bit afterwards. I had a better experience on the outdoor ones just because of the timing, and then had a really tough time with the Manor and Big Top Terror. But at any rate, I think I'm going to call it here so I have some time to go on some more roller coasters. But that was kind of my experience here tonight at Fright Fest Power Hours. Let me know if you've been here, or if you decide to come, how it goes for you. But all that being said, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and I hope you go make your own adventure. Bye.